Good morning. My name is Manomano, and today I am going to tell you a story about the Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who was loved by everybody, and her grandmother loved her more than anybody else, and she made a nice, beautiful red high riding hood. One day, her mother asked her to go and see her grandmother who lived far out of town. And what she did, she wanted her to take up the bottle of wine and a piece of pie to grandmother. She left her mother, and when she was just going into the forest, she met with Mr. Wolf, and Mr. Wolf went to her and said, "Good morning, Little Red Riding Hood. How are you doing this morning?" And she went like, "Oh, I am doing okay. And what about you? What are you up to?" And then she didn't even know that the wolf was a sneaky one. He was up to something. When the wolf looked at Little Red Riding Hood, he saw a meal. And he said, "I am going to eat this little girl today. She's going to be my meal. And I'm also going to eat your grandmother where she is going. But I have to have a plan." So his plan was to just distract the Little Red Riding Hood and say, "Girl, look at those beautiful flowers. Shh, listen to the birds." And then all of a sudden he said, "Oh, do you want to go pick up flowers for your grandmother?" The little Red Riding Hood said, yeah. She went into the forest and started picking flowers for her grandmother. And the wolf, because he was the sneaky old wolf, he ran to her grandmother's house. When he arrived there, he went into the house, knocked, and then grandmother said, "Come on in, just put the latch down." When he went in there, he went straight to grandmother's bed. And he swallowed grandmother. His tummy became so big, and he decided to take a nap. When he was sleeping, the Little Red Riding Hood finished picking up her flowers, and she was so happy. She grabbed her flowers and started running back to the path and went to grandmother's house. When she arrived at grandmother's house, she saw her grandmother's door open, and she said, "I am suspecting something is wrong with grandmother." She went into the house step by step, and she was really, really afraid. When she went close to grandmother's bed, she saw grandmother, and she said, "Grandmother, what these big ears?" And grandmother said to her, "Oh, just for me to hear you, sweetheart." And then she went. And then she went very closer to grandma, and she said, "Grandmother, what about those big teeth?" And all of a sudden, the wolf came out of the bed and said, "For me to eat you, little girl." He went, grabbed the Little Red Riding Hood, put her in his mouth, swallowed the Little Red Riding Hood. And he was full. He went back to the bed and he slept. As he was sleeping, you know when people sleep, what did they do?
No.
They snow. And he started and it happened that the hunter was walking behind grandmother's house. He heard this noise of the snoring, and he said, "I don't think grandmother is okay today. Let me go inside and check." When he went inside, he saw the wolf taking a nap and relaxing, and he saw his big tummy. He said, "Oh my God, where's my rifle? He picked up his rifle and he really wanted to shoot the wolf. Then something came into his mind and said, no. If I shoot my big grandmother is in there. And then what he did was, grabbed his bag again, picked up a big scissors, and he went straight to the wolf's stomach. And he cut one time, second time, third time. He saw this red velvet material coming out of the womb. Then he went for the 50th time. There comes the little Red Riding Hood, jumped out of the wolf's tummy. Okay, but still the tummy was still big. He said, let me try, maybe grandmother is in there too. 60th time, 70th time, there comes grandmother out of the wolf's tummy. Everybody was so happy. They all rejoiced. And the hunter skinned the wolf, and when he was done taking away the skin, he offered grandmother the skin too, so that she can make a beautiful coat for Little Red Riding Hood. All of them, at the end of this story, they were so happy. Grandmother alive, Little Red Riding Hood also alive, and also the hunter was so happy because he saved Little Red Riding Hood and he also saved grandmother. So everybody was so happy, including Red Riding Hood's mommy. She was so happy. That's the end of my story. Thank you, girls,